Before watching the video, if you've not subscribed to BBCi channel, please press the subscription icon and do press the bell icon to keep getting regular updates.
Kanshiram, Kanshiram, Kanshiram.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to say hi to you all. I express at the outset my deepest gratitude for having been invited to this special event. I consider this event special and significant, especially considering the time period during which this event is being conducted. I take this opportunity to appreciate the organizing team that has worked so hard to make this kind of an event. Globally important is this day, the 1st of May. And on this globally important occasion, I'd like to recall an oft-quoted stanza from a very famous poet. To this haven, my father, let my country awake. To which haven is my country supposed to primarily be awake? That's the question in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, my country should be awake to the fact that the Bahujans are in a crisis, have been in a crisis. And this crisis, unlike the corona pandemic, is not a 6-month or 7-month-old crisis. It is an age-old crisis which has followed us all these years, giving us sometimes appearances of hopes that problems would solve, only to come back with failures. Ladies and gentlemen, why is this so? What is wrong? Why hasn't the socio-political liberation fight of the Bahujans ever achieved its objectives? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine a man sipping a cup of coffee with literally nothing inside the cup. Now the question I'm asking you is, when do you think this man is going to finish up his coffee? Right, he is never going to finish up the coffee for obvious reasons. The same has to be applied, the same can be applied to the status of all the fights our people have been fighting so far. They don't participate in the fight. All they do is pretend to keep fighting. How do you expect any result at all? So the fight is the key. The question is, are you actually fighting? The question is, do you have the resolve to fight? The question is, are you willing to cast away the differences amongst you? The question is, are you willing to give all that you have in the fight? The question is, are you having the patience and the persistence required throughout the revolution? Because the kind of awakening that is expected of you is not a kind of awakening that would last for a day or two, something that would last for a month or two, nor is it something that would last for a year or two. A fight such as this is going to require a lifetime's participation. Are you willing to do that? Because that's the amount of time realistically required for any big revolution to happen. We've learnt our lessons from all the great revolutions of the world. The French Revolution, the Black Civil Rights movements, the Russian Revolution. We can go on. No revolution tasted the fruits of success overnight. So don't dream of success overnight, because that simply isn't how this works. Ladies and gentlemen, time requires us to alter certain approaches to our accommodative and adaptive practices. Our intervention on a large scale is required on the digital platform. For instance, if you type social structure of India on any of the online platforms, you will have a number of pictures showing the Varna pyramid system, which has as its base the hierarchy as the only criteria for social stratification. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we made available hundreds of thousands of pictures of pie charts and bar graphs showing population size as a viable criteria for social stratification in India. This is just a small act, but this small act would go a long way in creating a symbolic significance that could matter to the younger generations and to the posterity. We all need to think on these lines. We need more discussions on these lines. And what's more important is, we should not stop there. We should put all our words to act. Finally, I'd like to remind you all once again that despite all the struggles that we face and that we've been facing throughout, there's one thing that is clear. History is in the making. History is in the making. Whether you believe it or not, I repeat, history is in the making. The question is whether you are in. Thank you.